one. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Happy New Year, by the way, to everybody out there. It's 2017. We say goodbye to 2016, and we also close out the regular season here at 239 Hockey. It's playoff time, fellas. We're down to the final four. We got that here for the show for you guys. We're going to take a look at that. 4 teams that did not make it here. We'll try to break down on that, and also the matchups here. We have the seating set. Everything's set here for the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, on the show tonight, it's Thursday Night Throwdown, man. And you can't have this. Here's the innovator, man. The man who created Thursday Night Throwdown. I'm talking about Mr. X Daly. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thanks, Flanny. I'm happy to be here. And as always, ready to fucking chirp Hugh Laurie. Because guess what happened? Exactly what I said was going to happen. Well, sort of, kind of. But he didn't make the playoffs. So I'm happy to be right about at least one thing from our prediction show. But, yeah, I'm happy to be here as well. So I'm looking forward to the show.
Nice. We'll definitely discuss that. And we got more predictions here tonight for the Final Four. Unfortunately, Giant 918 could not be here. He might chirp in here later on during the show. He's had some family issues. So, behalf of Giant, www.239hockey.net. Follow us on Twitter at 239hockey. And, fellas, we're going to have the chat room up there. I'll be monitoring the chat and as well as the Twitter account. So, you guys could always tweet me there on Twitter or make some comments, post on the chat room there. And I'll bring that onto the show as well as we go on through this. So that's another way you guys could be part of the show. You guys want to play some comments, questions, and anybody that's got balls maybe want to come on the show. Just have the Hangout app installed there. So Daly, yeah, man. Season 1 comes down to the end here. It came down to the wire, man. Last week for a lot of these teams to make it was one hell of a race, man. I mean, as far as the points. Pretty much some of these teams, it just mattered of maybe 1 or 2 points or maybe the matchup there. And 4 teams that did not make it here. We got Saints team, Hawkins Demogorgons, Holy Diver there with Ophelia and the Buns, Colin Ellie, New York Dump and Chase, and one Mr. Hugh Laurie. My name is Giant 918. So those teams, those 4 are out, man. I mean, we knew coming into the week, our Saints team was going to be gone. I mean, unfortunately, that team could not get things going until the end of the season, until after that trade transpired. They got a couple of wins there, a couple of series wins, but not enough to make it to the playoffs here. You want to discuss any of those teams in particular there?
There's one in particular that I would love to discuss, and that's Hugh Laurie's team. They didn't make the playoffs. They finished better than I thought they were, and hell, they even got a series win versus us, so kudos to you. But you still suck, Hugh, and you didn't make the playoffs, and you're golfing right now, so enough said. I already chirped them earlier today, so I'll leave it at that. The Demogorgons, or whatever the hell their names are, it was tough. They got off to that really slow start, and in a short season, it's really hard to make up for that. So when you go and you lose the first couple series, I mean, even if you grind them out, it's really tough. So, I mean, it sucks, but they were basically eliminated at week 2, so that you never want to see something like that. Still had some good players on that team. It just didn't transpire, and they weren't able to make it work. He made some trades, and they played better, but again, short season is just too little too late. Colin Ellie's team was a little bit of a surprise. I know we played them earlier in the year. They were tough. We had a good series. I think we ended up sweeping them, but they played really good hockey, so I think they only needed, 2 wins last night. It was 1 win. 1 win would have got them in, or even a win and then an overtime loss or something. It was like that, but... Well,
there's some controversy surrounding... There's a lot of emo going on in that locker room of one Colin Ellie. I agree with you. I mean, here's a guy that usually makes it to the playoffs. He had a great shot coming down to the last week. But I believe the last 2 series for Colin, he got swept. Where he only needed that 1 win. He did get King Rome, but I don't know. I thought when he picked up King Rome, I thought things were going to improve for the team, but instead it did not. And I don't know if you want to get into any of the the controversies somewhat. I mean, it's been brought up. We didn't we didn't bring it up last last time here on the show, and one in particular, the main thing here, what they're pissed about, from what I'm getting from the sources, is here's what it came down to. I mean, Connelly had a series, I believe it was against against Yambag, against New Hockey Order, and then he had that series against DMAR, Halifax Harpoons, where you look at the standings there. He finished off with 22 points. The two teams above there were 24, so just 2 points. One win away from making it here. Now, their debate on here, what's going on is basically that series against Yambag. Now, during that time, Yambag's team actually was down there where Hugh Laurie. They were ranked down there. And Yambag made a good run at the end, come towards this. So I'll give him props for that. I mean, he beat the Express on that big series win, and then he got that big sweep against Colonelli. Now the problem here with Colonelli, Yambag could not field the 6 guys for that series, and he had to go to the waiver pool. But it wasn't just a waiver. He got the waiver that night. I'm talking about Mr. Sanus Pone Roger, a.k.a. Easy Real, Captain Aguila, which may have been, to them, it was the series could have went the other way had that waiver not been there. I don't know. I want to get your thoughts, Daly. What do you think about the whole process there? Because it seemed like when went to that last series against the Harpoons, maybe after that whole emo breakdown, maybe they weren't even into it, that last series. And when you get swept 2 series in a row at the end of the season, I don't think you deserve to be in the playoffs, and which they are not. But that's what it came down to, bro.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, and I'll lead with this. The waiver system has been in place in all the leagues that we've been a part of for a long time. This is not a new concept. Okay, it's not a new concept. To think that there's some sort of or insinuate that there's collusion or something like that. Dude, there's nights where, you get a player like Easy or you get a player like Sea-Doo. Like, it literally is who's available, luck of the draw, what position's needed. Things change. It's different. So, again, we've been doing this a long time. And, again, there is a certain sort of, competitiveness that this league has, and that's why we love it. But, again, to insinuate that somebody's cheating the system for their own benefit, I don't think so. I'll follow that up with, I saw the waiver chat from that night, and the only person to respond was Sadie. So with that being said, when you have one person who responds, hey, I need a waiver, and he's the only one who responds, you're going to get that guy. Okay, so that's something else to think about as well. I guess the way to combat this, I mean, when you have good players sign up as waiver only, this is going to happen. What are you supposed to do? You're not supposed to fucking use them? They don't get to play? Hey, let me be a waiver. Psych, you're too good. You don't get to play. I know it affects series, and I know it does come into play, but that's what happens sometimes. If these guys are waiver players, they're going to be nice for, oh, shit, But remember, that player doesn't have any chemistry. He didn't play with that team all year. He's jumping in for, 3 games. Like, there's so many different variables that come into play. So to sit there and say, oh, we got fucked and our buttholes hurt, come on, man. Like, you got to get over that shit. Like, you can't think that way. There's no collusion. We got a nice, tight-knit group here, So to think that, I think, is just really silly. And if that's what's being insinuated, then again, I think that there's no cred there at all. So that's all I'm gonna say on the issue. As far as Colonelli's team, and you touched on this, if you get swept in your last 2 series, you don't deserve to make the playoffs. Case in point, I don't give a shit who's on your team. If you get beat 6 games in a row, you shouldn't be in the playoffs at all. I mean, it just shouldn't happen. There's a couple teams. I mean, that last night was just crazy. You had Midnight Express, you had to get 2 wins. They get fucking swept. My squad. Who was the other one? Obviously, Colonelli's team. And then I think someone else controlled their own fate, too. And nobody's getting the job done. Like, come on, man. Like, we were lucky to sneak in.
Hugh Laurie was the other guy.
Hugh Laurie's the same. Yeah. So you have all these different – if you're getting swept here, you're lucky to be in. So both the teams that needed to win got swept. And one got in because the other one – they had the tiebreaker or whatever. Like, come on, man. Like, that's not what you want down the stretch. So, especially because these are playoff teams too, So, but moving on from Colonelli, I literally gave Kayla like an invisible blowjob like before the year on her team, and then she didn't make the playoffs. so I have to like come back on it. You remember that? You remember that, right? You were not high. You weren't high. You weren't there. You weren't high on our team.
You know what? I mean, no, I actually was, man. I actually was. The only other thing I just want to add before we move away from Colonel's team on that waiver, that night, actually, there was a lot of waivers being used. I know my team with DeMar on there with the Harpoons, we had to use 2 waivers that night. You know what I mean? So when that happens, it really slims down the options of who's left. And sometimes whoever's there, I mean, that's, I mean, it's either
timing, timing's everything. Timing's everything. So Danny knows he's got 2 guys missing, and he's putting his waiver claim in earlier in the day. They might already have that lined up.
Right. But the thing with Colonelli, I did not get. Where the hell was Gino the whole time? I mean, I seen Gino beginning of the season. He went with Edge in net. I mean, so I'm guessing Colonelli did like Edge a lot better in net as opposed to Gino. But I don't like that decision, man. I don't like that decision. The problem here, I don't think Gino got the right amount of playtime to prove himself here at 239 Hockey. Beginning of the season, how things could get in the beginning of the season, but also that team was missing Lemieux a lot of the series there in the beginning of the season. And when they did finally get Lemieux, then Gino's not there. And now you put Edge in that, which is some of the things that happened with a team like Yambak's team, a team like, what was the other team? Hugh Laurie's team. So you got, now Edge playing in net, but he was your defenseman. So you're going with a guy like Thompson, which was your, 6th, 7th pick there in the draft, and Gino's not even playing at all. So if anything, I mean, I think that's where the blame comes down to it. I mean, you were able to pick up, I thought he traded that trade in getting King Rome. And so there's no excuse. You got Kuzi out there, Colonelli. Edge is a solid goaltender, but I think I would prefer seeing him playing D and having Gino between the pipes, man. That's all.
And again, it's when you have players who play multiple positions, you can sit there and say, well, this and that and the whole thing. So, obviously Colonelli thought Edge gave him the best chance to win. It didn't work out. If they do win, then maybe he's a genius. Like that's what you think about. And now we're talking about, oh man, how great was it that he played Edge and he benched Gino, and balls in our mouth, like one of those things. So, but he didn't, and it didn't work out. And he missed the playoffs, getting swept. You lose 6 games, and that's what it is. You move on, and like I said, with all the other emo, crap going on, hopefully, everybody gets past that and realizes that this is not what this, no one's out here to, rape anybody, no lube, man. It's just not what it is, So, again, I wish everybody, the best, and I really hope that doesn't become something. It really shouldn't be, and you're hearing it here first. If that's the case, it shouldn't be a thing. Everybody should be cool and just be done with it. There's no collusion. There's no nothing, whatever. Even with that, again, you got to win your games. End of story. You got to win your freaking games. If you don't win your games, that's what's going to happen. So they control their own fate, and even with that, little hiccup, if they would have won one game last night, they get in, and they didn't. So they controlled their own fate, and that's how it went down. So,
and speaking about controlling their own fate, that's what Hugh Laurie's team had. And when you try to depend on another series or somebody else getting the wins on there, you put your self in the spot. I mentioned Hugh Laurie. I felt he needed the sweep against Holy Divers team, which he did not get. Holy Divers team got eliminated, but one thing that they did, in the same process, they took out Hugh Laurie's team in the process. I think they were like 1 point away from making that playoff spot. But yeah, when you control your own fate, you want to get all the wins. You want to get all the points. Even the Team Express was 1 series away of not making the playoffs either. So it was a tight race, man. It was a tight race all throughout. One of the closest that I've seen being a part of an online community like this, and where every point matters on here, and so you could look back. You could look back at some of these series, some of these games, some of these overtime losses. But comes down to it. 6 in a row swept. Colonelli's out. Demogorgons are out, and Ophelia. Anything else you want to add to those teams that we did not mention here?
Yeah, I think we touched on everything again. I probably had the bust of the two busts this year was chirping the shit out of Hugh and then them picking up a lucky series win. And then the other one was, again, I gave Kayla the invisible blowjob earlier in the year. I really did think that team was going to be good. And, that really just goes to show you that you can have what appears to be a really good team on paper. But if everyone doesn't play together, everybody doesn't gel and mesh, that's what happens. So
I'm still disappointed on that trade, though, man. I don't think they were in the race, man. I mean, I don't like that she pulled the trigger on that trade. That I feel if she still kept the guys, she might have had a much better shot of making that playoffs. Because that did not work out at all. I mean, after that trade, they lost all the series, the last 3 series there for that team, man.
But you know what? At the same time, Kayla and it's not like I've sat there and talked to her about it, but she's seeing what we're seeing, and the team was, yes, they're in the race, but they weren't there. They weren't gonna do anything. So you know what she did? She went out. She took a chance. She thought maybe when you look at it on paper, she was losing the trade. But if she thought that the player she was getting back was going to put her over or fit into that system or gel well with that team, then I'm okay. I'm okay to, with the trade. It's okay to lose a trade or win a trade, if that makes sense. I'm okay giving up the better player if the player you're getting in return is going to fill the void that you need. I'm okay with that. But again, it just didn't work out. But I will applaud her for making an attempt. I will applaud her for trying to do that. But yeah, it didn't work out, and you live, you learn. First time captain, I believe, at least in 239. You live, you learn, and you move on. She's golfing right now. I don't know if she's much of a golfer, but the next season's gonna come pretty quick. So
maybe she'll be in Vegas there with Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, because that's the only time this team actually fucking played good was when he wasn't there.
He should have stayed there.
I have the screenshot from the day when he's like, "Oh, look who's in first place!" And then like 15 minutes later, he was in 5th because all the stats finally updated. And I'm like, "Yeah, premature ejac. Thanks, bud." So, but yeah, no. Other than that, like again, shout out to the 4 teams that didn't make it. There was 2 of those teams definitely could have been in. That's Hugh and Colinelli's team. It's nice to see 6 teams in the hunt, and even Kayla's team was in it, till the bitter end. So 7 out of 8 teams contending. That's the kind of continuity, and that's the kind of parity that you want in the league. So shout out to all the captains, and nice job on another good regular season. So
yeah, and especially you mentioned before on a short season like this, it's tough, man. It's tough because one series could decide a factor. You don't have that much time to change things around, man. So I know some teams are happy it's a short season here. Some teams are not. They still would like to see get an extra series or 2 in, but that's it. I mean, that's the 4 out. So basically, it comes down to this, man. I mean, we got Halifax Harpoons got the number 1 seed. Below that, Marty McFly, Halifax Healthy Scratches. And then we got Yambag in the playoff on here. New Hockey Order and Superstar with the Midnight Express. Yambag, man. Listen,
God.
Look, I mean, a lot of people, his team. He made a lot of great moves in that lineup. In that roster lineup, it worked out for him. He was able to squeeze in there in the playoffs. He got the number 3 seeding there. So and he's got to play Marty McFly here at the Halifax Healthy Scratches, and it's going to be the Harpoons going up against the Midnight Express. That's the final 4 as we take a look at it. What do you think of success so far in Yambag, besides, that whole controversial thing? I mean, Yambag's team, what do you want to give shout out to any players, his success in making it here in the postseason?
Well, first of all, Yam can kiss my ass because he said that I shit on his team. I didn't shit on your team, Yam. Stop being emo. What I said was I didn't know if Chubbs was going to be the Chubbs of before or if he was going to be the Chubbs that I hadn't seen play NHL in 3 games. He ended up being the Chubbs of old, and then you throw Dom in there, and I actually fucking blew Dom because I thought he was at that value because he played friggin' everywhere. It was great, and he seems to be gelling super well with Steve and Chubbs. So again, he's sitting here saying that I roasted his team, and that is anything but. I said that these are my question marks on the team, but it worked out. Everything that I said, well, here's my what ifs. They weren't ifs; they were actual things, and his team's in the playoffs, and I'm not surprised. That series to me is going to be super tough. I think the offense of Yam's team, God, does that hurt me to say that? But I think the offense and Yam's team, Yam, I'm trying to do a show here. I don't need you chirping me. Okay, thank you. So, Yam's team, when you're looking at it, Chubbs and Steve and Dom, I really do think that Dom's filled in nice with them in his role. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of that success, especially later in the year. Dom was without a role, and that's kind of, when you're a utility player like that, a guy who can play all positions well, that happens. You're here. But they just seem to really slide in that forward line with those guys, and they're really, really clicking. I know Marty's got the lockdown D, Pounders, and Truck, and I like both of them. Ultimately, I think Yam's offense is a bit much for them in the series, and I think Yambag's team wins in 6, if I were to guess. Again, I just think they got hot at the right time. They needed some help to avoid elimination. Yam's team could very well be out. Colinelli's team gets a couple wins. Midnight Express get a couple wins. All of a sudden, Yambag's not even in the friggin' playoffs. So, again, to be where they are, yes, they got hot late, and that's going to carry over into the final or into the playoffs. But, again, they needed some help, and they got it. So I think that they're going to be just fine. I think you're going to ultimately see Yambag's team end up in the finals as well. I like what they're doing, and I like how they're constructed now. I think they're just a good squad all around.
I think Yambag's still upset about you about your comment about him playing forward instead of defense.
He is. But here's the thing: when you look at the team, you didn't know.
Yeah.
And if he was playing forward, they would have been fucked. So it's a good thing that he played defense. Hallelujah.
Shout out to Yambag making that great run last week and week number 3 in making it to the playoffs here. He's got a great squad, and I mentioned on the show before, I said if this team makes the playoffs, very dangerous team to watch out. Don't look at it as a record on there. They did play against Marty McFly that last series, which they ended up losing. Okay, now they got to play them. Now it's a best of 7 series here. You want to go to predictions on that series, man?
Yeah, we can. Well,
or do you want to mention anything about Marty's team first? We didn't really get into.
Well, yeah, I touched on it. Like I said, I really like their defense. Truck and Pounders are tough. 1-2 back there. I did see them drop a 9 spot against Midnight Express. The other 2 games are close. 9-1. I'm telling you right now, when I'm in the fucking game, there will not be 9 goals scored. So you can put that shit to sleep. Because there's a 9-goal game. That shit's not going to happen. So understand that. I'm going to do this right now because this is just what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you something right now. The 3 playoff teams, besides Midnight Express, none of them got a piece of old dad this season. Everyone wants to sit there and say the bit. None of you guys played against X Daily this year. Not one of your teams. So now playoff comes around. Now you're getting the big dog. Old dad comes to play in the biggest time of the year. That's what it is. So I'm calling everybody out. I'm calling them out. You better bring your A game because Midnight Express is coming. Choo choo, baby. Choo choo choo. Sorry, I had to do it right then and there. I promise I won't do it again. That I probably will. That's it. But again, I just don't think Marty's team, even with their defense, I think offensively, scratch the 9-goal game. I think I don't want to say the word anemic, but I feel that they're going to struggle offensively. Yam's team from Chubbs and Steve and even Dom, they play really good team D. I think that's a really tough matchup for Marty in round 1. I think Marty matches up better against his brother's team, and I think that would have been a better draw for them in round 1 because, in my opinion, Dan's team's defense or their defensemen aren't as good as the other team, but it'll be interesting to see. I got Yam winning in 6. I said that in the chat earlier today too. I'm sticking with it. I think that Yambag's got a really good all-around team, so I got Yammer in 6. What do you think?
2 solid goaltenders in this series. One guy you didn't mention, Thug CTC there for Marty McFly. It's going to be interesting to see because both goaltenders had a solid season here for both captains. With Marty McFly, I know he made some comments, some posts there on the website when we first beginning of the season. I I did not think Marty McFly was going to have
I
a
had
solid
him in the
team.
playoffs.
You did.
I had him in the playoffs.
You did. I did not, man.
So
I did not. And my question was, like you mentioned, was the offense. Do they have enough offense to get it done here? That's what they got to prove here against the Yambag's team, the new hockey order. And you know what? Initially, I was leaning towards a Martin brother finals here, but Yambag's team scares me, man. For that fact that you mentioned, they're playing great, man, and it's who's playing good to end the season here. Yambag definitely made some good runs at it here. It's tough, man. I think this goes to like 7, man. I think it goes 7. I got to flip a coin on this one, man. Chubbs Reborn's been doing his thing when they get Estradios in there, and best of 7 much different as opposed to a best of 3 series, so.
Well, take into account Steve's part-time, so he can only play 4 games.
He is. He is. He is. Maybe Yambag gets a lucky waiver there. What do you think, man?
Well, again, so that brings up this question. Remember when everybody had their really, when they had their really shortened rosters, and I was like questioning, how many, whatever, blah, 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 whatever the case is. How does that come into play? I know Dan only drafted 6 guys, right?
Yeah.
So if no one shows up, it's a waiver. So now you're going to be in a playoff series. If someone can't make it, now you're got a waiver scooping in to that fucking series. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. So again, I don't really know. I just I think that I think Yam's got it. I'm just informed Dom's the goalie. I'm sorry, Yam, you play him fucking everywhere. You were in chat yesterday telling me that he meshes really well with the forwards, and now he's goalie. So Yambag, I'm done with you. We're done talking. Can we move on from Yambag?
Yeah. Well, one guy that doesn't get recognized on Yam's team, a guy by the name of Cody, man. Cody, one guy that I don't know anything about, but he's putting up points there. He's got 45 points for the new hockey order. So, and he's one of the forwards there, along with Chubbs, which I think definitely did step up. Chubbs Reborn, solid season here for him, 63 points on the season. And Estradios, 1 series. So I mean, his numbers might not be there, but the games that he's been there, he's definitely produced. But I just wanted to give a shout out there to Cody because I think he's had a solid season as well.
Shout out to Cody.
It's playoff. It's experience too, man. It comes down to playoffs. It's different, man. It's different.
Who's got it?
Yeah.
Yambag doesn't have any playoff experience, so they're screwed. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm done talking about them now. Let's move on to the next series. I'm done with this guy. Done.
What we got?
So Midnight Express.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You and me.
Oh yeah. you talking about the express train coming through on there, man. Listen, man. I had the Express as the number 1 seed here. But looking at the season here, you guys just got in, man. Just got in the playoffs. That was a big question mark to me. I feel, it was something like back in the day in wrestling when Yokozuna was out there. You had Lex Luger coming in there doing the big body slam, and that's what I thought. And they started off the whole Lex Express thing. But what eventually happened, Daly, that Lex Express ran out of gas, man. And that's what I feel is going on here with the Midnight Express coming down to that last series. Hey, man, if they lost that series, that 1 game against the Harpoons, they would have been out, man. Your team would have been out there. But faith is on here. You guys did get that 1 win. And I'm happy you guys did, man. I'm happy you guys did because I want to see the showdown here between D-Mart, between Superstar here in a best of 7 series, and we're going to get it here at 239 Hockey, man.
Here's the thing about that, Mr. Hollywood. Now, you guys lost 2 games to the Express.
One.
No.
1.
Oh, 1. No, you lost the last 2.
No.
2.
1.
Oh, 1. But here's the thing. You lost that game. I wasn't in the lineup. Now you got old dad for 4. Here's the thing. I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I told you I wasn't, but here I am again. I'm back. I'm here. Midnight Express is winning a series in 6. 6 games. And I'm going to tell you why. I did a little Thursday Throwdown throwback because I was having trouble sleeping the other night. And I thought to myself, I said, wait a minute. I said, every time I play in a series, we win. How are we not in the freaking playoffs? Why are we not in the playoffs? Do you know the record when I play in the games? 9-2-1. You know the record when I don't play in the games? 2-6-1. 2-6-1. And this is the light of fire under my fucking team's ass. Better bring the game. This is Danny Martin and the boys. I want everybody's A game, and we're coming for that ass. That's what this is. So, Mr. Hollywood, I'm calling you out right now. Midnight Express is coming for you in 6. I'm ready to go. Gunny's not ready. NJ Ski's not ready. Soldier is definitely not ready. I found that out earlier. He's not ready. Okay? And Danny Martin's not ready either. And me and Dan go ways back. I love him like a gay man loves dick. But he's not ready either. So with all that being said, I'm looking at you, Hollywood. You see the camera? Look at the camera. You guys are going downtown Brown to Pound Town. I'm coming for you, boy. 6. That's what I'm saying.
I like the confidence, man. I like the confidence. I gotta disagree, man. Not just because I play for the Halifax Harpoons. I mean, I'm looking at this series, Halifax, and what they've done here this season. Now, yes, you guys got that one win that last night of the series, but it came down to an overtime win. Somehow, what the hell is it? Freak on the Sticks managed to get one under the pads of one Mr. Hollywood in the overtime. But what you got to understand on there, that game was like at 9:30 early on. There was no warm up, anything coming in there. We had that long 2-week break from the holidays on there, and then the real Halifax team came up the series after that. Had that game played later that night, I don't think it would have been the same situation, especially that the Express went down 3 games to Marty McFly. And I question your team. Yes, you mentioned about you not being in the lineup. It's a 7-game series. They're only going to get you for one night. Hopefully, the 4 games that are played, Daly's not there. We get the sweep. We don't even have to deal with that. But looking at the Express, I question. I mean, here's a team that lost to all the teams that are in the playoffs. Got beat by Yambag. Got beat by Hugh Laurie's not even in the playoffs. Got beat by Hugh Laurie. Got beat by Marty McFly. And I mean that series. I mean against the Harpoons. Yes, we played at the beginning of the season, so it's a whole different team as opposed to the game that you saw that last night. But I want Daly to be there, man. I'm hoping. I was hoping you'd be there for all 7 games.
You don't want me to be there.
Listen,
you don't want me to be there.
Because you know why? I want no excuse. Because next week, same time, we'll be on the show, man. And I hope you're on the show, man. I hope you're there. If not, I guarantee Jim Flanagan will be on here. It's gonna be the situation, and I want you to deliver a message to Captain there, one superstar, man. After this series here, season 0, season alpha, he was the scorer leader, points leader. After this series here, man, we're going to send this guy into retirement, man. He's going to be done. So seasons after that, you're not even going to know the name superstar, man. I'm saying we're going to shut him down. Man. That's the game. I'm giving you the game plan right here. We're going to shut down superstar, Halifax Harpoons in the series. I don't see it happening here. I don't see DeMar losing a best-of-7 series. That is all.
Well, and again, we're going to go – we'll be back and forth on this all day. Obviously, this is a little bit different talking about our teams both being in the playoffs. I think you're going to see a new, rejuvenated-looking Midnight Express come next Monday. I don't think you're ready. And that's the thing is that – you brought up all the playoff teams, and this team hasn't beat the playoffs. And again, it's just when we have our top line, we're winning 70% of the time, man. That's 3 wins. That's 3 wins. So that you are getting me for 4 games. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for 4 games. You better believe that. But again, like I say, Holly, win that A game because when you see 21 skating down the ice, man, something bad's about to happen. So I just want you to get ready. You got Freak on the Sticks. You got Trills. and you got superstar, and McGill is going to come out of net and score a goal. I mean, you got a lot of crazy shit coming at you, Mr. Hollywood. It's like, it's all like this. See that? I'm coming right at you. Coming right at you, man. It's all coming your way. I think it'll be a good series, but again, I got the Express in 6. You know what? We had a little team get together the other day in email, and I think it was really good motivation for everybody. And I think we've refocused. So come next week, I don't think anybody really has us as having a chance to win, which blows my mind, by the way. But yeah, we're in this, and again, I say Midnight Express in 6. You got Halifax in 6 or 7 or whatever. But yeah, man, it's going to be a tough series, and there are going to be no 10-goal games this time around, Mr. Hollywood, like that first series. You're not going to see it. The only 10 goals might be going the other way, though.
Oh. Oh.
No, but all joking aside, it should be a good series. It's 2 good teams. Halifax have been playing good hockey all year. Midnight Express has been struggling down the road. We kind of got lucky getting into the playoffs, but I do have confidence when we have our top line out there with everybody. I think we are a really tough team to beat, and I think that the numbers say that as well. So, all joking aside, Holly, it's going to be fun to play against you guys. You've got the. We haven't. I didn't think we matched up last year at all until the playoffs. It just didn't work out because I was part time. So it's always fun when we get to play against each other.
Speaking about the numbers, man. Take a look at the stats there. Take a look at the score leaders, top 3, man. Take a look at the points leader on there. That's all I got to say on that daily. Top scorer, Fallen, D-Mar, NJ Ski. What team do they play for? All 3 of them on the Harpoons. I don't think it's going to be a difference here in the postseason. Like I mentioned, I believe Express has run out of gas here come playoff time. I don't think you guys are going to be ready. You have all this motivational speech, this and that. I like the confidence, but that is not going to matter. Come next week. We've got the schedules on there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I believe all teams are playing on separate nights, so you guys could check out both series. We're going to have the live Twitch going on there for both series. DJ there, Soldier will be getting the Twitch on our series, and then the other series, Yambag, as always, got the Twitch stream going on that one. So you guys could check out both of the best of 7 series. Daily, all set aside here, man. I mean, good luck next week. I think it's going to be a battle as well, but
wait a minute. I have something to say. You said Fallen. You think Fallen's going to be a factor at left wing in this series? Put him on the milk carton now next to Kuzi. He's not in this series. 30-plus goals. He's not here. Fallen's not going to be in the series.
We got 2.
Old dad's on.
We got 2 30-plus goal scorers, man.
Daniel Martin. Danny, I hope you're watching this. Look at this face. Dan, I love you like a gay man loves rainbows and wieners. This is going to be bad. This is going to be bad because I'm ready, I'm motivated, and I hate to lose. So here we come. Fallen Warrior? Oh, man, I hope he proves me wrong. Jordan Medeiros, or whatever you say your last name, I hope you prove me wrong, boy, and I give you the props. But
maybe it's
maybe can't lead with that.
Maybe it's Goofy J on the controller. Who knows?
If we go vintage Goofy J, if we get a little Ib on there, maybe then we're talking a bit. But, I'm going to set the over-under right now, and I did this. Hey, Yam, since you're watching and you want to critique everything, you put a poll up on the site. Over-under 6.5. How many times Fallen dumps the puck in game 1? 6.5. When he sees old dad coming down the sideline or down the side of the ice, that's a dumping every time. Dumping every time. I'll set it at 6.5. We'll get the spread going right now. So hey, Midnight Express, I'm talking a shit ton of smack right now, so you guys got to help me back all this up. Just want to throw that out for everybody too. So.
Oh man. One other thing before we close out, there's been a lot of mentions about speaking about like the stats and everything, top scorer, top goaltender, and stuff. A couple of debates out there going on as well on the website, and I think it would be a great thing here, especially for the media team or for the community itself. Maybe of a award show, man. Get some trophies, some awards. We'll see. Maybe we could get some type of system on that. I'd love to see that, and it's always a great thing to see guys mentioning that because I believe there was a post made about the top goaltender this season, and a couple of guys had different opinions, inputs on that. Let us know. Let us know what you guys think. Maybe we'll get something going on for that. Also, let us know what you guys think about the show, man, about our predictions on here. Unfortunately, I couldn't get Giant. I'll see if I could get his opinions as well. Anything else you want to add on there, Dilly, or what? Or we wrap things up over here, man?
No, I mean, again, another great season of 239, man. All joking aside and all shit talk aside. It's nice to see a league go back to how it was. I know you guys say make hockey great again, which is awesome. But, this is kind of how I always remember it being, the community. And like I said, I'm happy to be a part of it. It makes doing stuff like this and media, and it makes you want to do it. When you're wrapped up in some of that other bullshit, like you don't even want to take the time to do it. So, like I said, being back with the familiar faces and seeing the people running this league that, I grew accustomed to, and knowing what they do and knowing the no bullshit attitude, like that's why I'm back here. And that's why this is the only league that I play in. So, again, I'm just happy that it's going well, and I'm looking forward to the playoffs, man. Packing up all this shit I said.
Well, bottom line, man, it comes down to one word, man: fun. And that's what the league I think provides here, and I think a lot of guys do enjoy it. It's definitely a lot of fun for me here. Not just the media. I mean, the games itself, playing, being in that party chat there with the guys. It's been a fun season. Great turnout here. We haven't had any type of major emo breakdowns and stuff like that, but. Playoff time, man. This is exciting. It's gonna be exciting. Final four here, and next week it's gonna come down to final two. So we'll try to be back on here next week. Recap these two series here for our mega show next week, and by then we'll have the finals, and we'll get a prediction for the finals as well. Daly, as always, been a pleasure. Been great having you here, especially filling in as Giant 918. I could not be here. And making the show happen here tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Like I said, it's always a pleasure. I can't fill Giant shoes, but I can try my best, which is what I like to do. So, thanks for having me on, man. It's always fun, like I said, to break down the games and stuff like that. So, appreciate you having me on, and hey, looking forward to the playoffs. Good luck next week, baby boy. Good luck.
Good luck, brother. Good luck. Any type of side bets here, man? What's going on?
Oh, do you want to make a bet?
Oh man. How about you get rid of that beard if we win, man?
Yeah, Yambag would like that. All right, I'll tell you what. If you guys win, I'll trim it down. We'll say that. I won't shave it off.
Nice.
And I'll think of something for you. Maybe I'll write your name in it. I'll write Holly in it.
Oh man. Okay.
I don't know how that would go over with my wife or the restaurant, but hey, man. For 239, I might be willing to do that.
Like, who's Holly? Who's Holly, man? It's fun.
Yeah, who's Holly? I'm like, no, it's not a girl. It's a guy. Like, you don't understand. Like, he just rubbed his nuts all over my forehead, but not actually. It was just in a video game. Never mind. Don't worry about it. So, awesome. Yeah, no, it'll be good. So we'll figure something out. But we should definitely have a side bet for next week's show.
Awesome. All right, man. Good luck to you guys. Good luck to the final four here left. On behalf of X Daily, Jim Flanagan here, 239 Hockey. Southwest Florida here. We're signing out, fellas. See you guys next week. Have a good night, everybody.
Woo!